Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to understand how to create HubSpot contact from Elementor form submission. So I'm running a business and I'm using Elementor as my form builder application, and I wish that as soon as a new form is submitted in my Elementor, automatically a contact should be created in my HubSpot CRM too. For this we are going to create a connection between Elementor and HubSpot CRM. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So in Pabbly, we have the concept of trigger in action. For trigger, we are going to use Elementor, and for action, we are using HubSpot CRM. So if you also wish to learn this process step by step, follow me through the screen. Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video, we are going to learn how to create HubSpot contact from Elementor form submission. For this, we are going to create a connection between our Elementor, which is a plugin of WordPress, and our HubSpot CRM. To create this connection, I have already opened the landing page of Pabbly simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as you open the landing page of Pabbly, you are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you are going to get 100 of tasks free every month. But I am an existing user, so I am going to click on sign in right over here. And now it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. That's why we are going to click on access now right over here. And now it is opening my dashboard, and to start with the automation we are going to click on this button right over here which says create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to create HubSpot CRM contact from Elementor form submission, and then we are going to click on create. And now it is opening the most important window of our automation, that is our workflow window. This is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. By this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So now we are going to select our trigger application which is Elementor, because I want that as soon as a new form is submitted in Elementor, automatically my workflow should be triggered. So I'm going to search for it and select it. And then for the trigger event, we are going to select new form submission. And then it is giving me a webhook URL. So we are going to use this URL in order to create a connection between our workflow and our Elementor. So first I'm going to copy this URL and then we are going to open our Elementor. And over here you can see that this is my home page of Elementor. But I have also opened my form, for which I am going to create this automation for. So after opening my form, I am going to click on this elements, and from here you can see actions after submit. So I am going to move to it and open it, and over here you can see add action. So we are going to add an action which is webhook right over here. So I am going to search for webhook right over here and select it. And now over here you can see that as soon as I added webhook, which is the action right over here, automatically an option of webhook is appeared. So I'm going to open this, and over here you can see that it is asking me for the webhook URL. So I'm going to paste the URL we copied from our workflow. And now after pasting this URL, we are going to click on update right over here. And yes, as you can see that we have updated this form successfully, and now we are going to click on preview changes. And over here we are going to do a test submission in order to create a connection between our Elementor and our workflow. So for the first name, I'm going to keep it as demo, last name as user, email as demo@pabblytudes.com, and the contact number as this. And then we are going to click on send. And yes, you can see your submission was successful. This means that Elementor has sent the details of our submission to our workflow. So I'm going to open my workflow and check that if Pabbly has captured the response or not. And yes, you can see that Pabbly has captured the response over as the first name, the last name, the email, and the contact number. So we are going to move on forward to our action step because our trigger step is successful. And now for the action application, we are going to select HubSpot because I want that as soon as a new form is submitted in my Elementor, automatically a contact should be created in my HubSpot too. So I'm going to search for HubSpot CRM and select it. And now for the action event, we are going to select create a contact. And then again we are going to click on connect, and as you can see that it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your HubSpot CRM account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection and then connect with HubSpot. And over here it is asking me to choose my account. So I'm going to select my account and click on choose account. And over here it is asking me for some more permissions. So I gave it all the permissions. And yes, you can see that we have successfully connected our HubSpot CRM account with our Pabbly's workflow. You can give Pabbly all the permissions because your data is secure with Pabbly. And as you can see that it is asking me for some details. So we are going to map the required details only because it is asking me for a lot of details. So as you can see that we are going to map only the required details and ignore the rest. So first we are going to move on forward, and first we are going to map the first name of our lead. So mapping means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Elementor as our trigger application. So we are going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And now as soon as I'm going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new form submitted. And also my workflow would be ready to run in real time too. So I'm going to open the response and search for name. And over here you can see the first name. So I'm going to map this. And now we are going to move on forward. We are going to map the last name. So I'm going to search for name again. And over here you can see the last name. So I'm going to map this. Again, we are going to move on forward. We are going to map the email. I'm going to search for email right over here. And then we are going to map the email. Again, we are going to move on forward and we are going to map the phone number. I'll search for number right over here and then we are going to map the number. And then we are going to move on forward. As you can see that these details are not the required. So I'm going to ignore these fields and directly move on to save and send test request. So I'm going to click on this. And yes, you can see that we have received a positive response that our form submission details have been added as a new contact in our HubSpot CRM. So I'm going to open my HubSpot and check that if the contact has been created or not. And yes, you can see that the contact has been created. Name demo user, email demo@pabblytudes.com and the same phone number that we entered. So this means that my workflow is successful, and I'll just test the workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So to do this, again we are going to do another submission in our Elementor. So I'm going to open my form and over here we are going to enter the first name as test this time, the last name as user, email as test@pabblytudes.com and the contact number as this time. And again we are going to click on send. And yes, you can see your submission was successful. This means that Elementor has sent the details of our submission to our workflow. Pabbly captured the response, triggered the workflow and further created a new contact in our HubSpot CRM with the help of our submission. So I'm going to open my HubSpot and check that if a contact has been created or not. This time we are not going back to our workflow and clicking on save and send test request. We'll directly open our HubSpot and then we are going to refresh this page. And yes, you can see name test user, email test@pabblytudes.com and the same phone number. A new contact has been created in our HubSpot CRM too. So this means that my workflow is successful, and I'll just summarize the workflow for you once. For a trigger application, we selected Elementor, and then for the trigger event, we selected new form submission. For the action application, we selected HubSpot CRM, and then for the action event, we selected create a contact because I wanted that as soon as a new Elementor form is submitted, automatically a contact should be created in my HubSpot CRM too. And yes, we were successful. Over here, you can see the two contacts I created during this video with the help of my workflow. So if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone the workflow and share the workflow link in the description box. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now, if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.